Our city knows the sweet taste of victory. From the Stanley Cup to a Division I title win.
That still doesn't feel real.
A triumph isn't an end.
Now, new stories are being written, and Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network is following every team on ice. With our UNLV Skating Rebel national champions.
It's great for the city, it's great for hockey.
How will they defend their title?
Let's bring it home!
And the Henderson Silver Knights, skating with something to prove while building tomorrow's legends.
It's great to be able to teach and grow off a win.
Plus, how our youth teams are teaching kids to fly on ice. And what's in store for the new faces of the VGK, including their monsters in the north.
The Golden Knights are beefing up their minor leagues with the Night Monsters. These teams, our teams.
Where their victories become our victories. Building the future of hockey, one player at a time.
Vegas wanted hockey, Vegas got hockey.
Covering every team on the ice, this is Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome inside another edition of Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm your host, Vince Sapienza. Injuries, signings, and a whole lot of winning. Just 2 weeks into the season. Plenty to get to, so let's fire home a snapshot of what is in store over the next 30 minutes. We're going to look back at all the action from the week that was, take a deep dive into the signing of goaltender Carter Hart. Plus, I introduce you to one of the newest faces of the Skating Rebels program.
Well, Mark Stone back to the Vegas room, kind of caught skates with Zary in front of the Flames bench, and they went back to Vegas bench and right back to the room, so we'll keep our eye on that.
Saturday night against Calgary, Golden Knights captain Mark Stone colliding with Flames forward Connor Zary. He takes an awkward fall to the ice, immediately heads to the bench, and then later down the tunnel, would not return on Monday. Stone was placed on injured reserve, and Bruce Cassidy said he is week to week.
I feel for him, and this year I think he's in as good a shape as he's been since I've been here. I think he knows, add another year in your career with a few bumps and bruises, you got to take care of yourself. And I thought he did a great job of that. I thought he was moving as well as he ever has. It sucks. It really does for him. And I feel for him. But he's always bounced back well. That's the good news when we do get him back. Whether that's in the short, medium, or long term, we don't know yet. I'm sure he'll pick up right where he left off type of thing. He's done that well. So that's the good news with him. He's been through some of these. So the mental part of it, he should be able to handle. And again, disappointing for him, especially in an Olympic year, right? These guys, they want to play well. They don't want to be knocked out early. But like I said, someone else will have to step up, and we'll miss him. Go from there.
Now, just a few days prior to Stone's injury, which coincidentally also came against the Flames, Adin Hill was forced to leave with an injury. He makes the save, the mask gets loose, he tries to shake it off to signal to the refs, but by the time they noticed, another shot came toward him. He catches it low, and whatever the issue was, it didn't keep him out for long. However, 2 games later, the Knights' #1 netminder unable to finish another contest due to injury.
Stan Coleman out high, the Keeshan shot deflected, and Hill shake it up.
Now, unlike that game in Calgary, Hill was unable to finish the period. In fact, he needed Zach Whitecloud and William Karlsson to help him up and get to the bench, unable to put any weight on that left leg. Now, prior to any official update from the team, the Golden Knights called up goaltender Carl Lindbaum from Henderson ahead of their 3-game road trip. In 2 games this season, he has 1 win, which was a shutout, as well as an overtime loss. And in 38 career AHL games, the 21-year-old has a save percentage of .914 with a goals against average of 2.56. Now, while the Medieval Maniacs will wait for Hill's return, all eyes for now turn to Akira Schmid, who takes center stage. The 25-year-old has played in 4 games this season, earning a win in each one, and he picked up his first regulation win in a wild back and forth with the Boston Bruins. If you missed it, let's show you how Vegas' homestand started. Cole Reinhardt, in just his 2nd game with Vegas, scores his 2nd career NHL goal, ties the game at 2, and then the Knights would take over in the middle stanza by way of their special teams. Tomas Hertl picking up his first power play goal of the season, and then on the penalty kill, it's a throwback. William Karlsson with a shorty, 1 of 2 goals on the night. The second coming on the power play in the 3rd, and that would be your winners, the guys in gold. Give up too late to Boston. They hang on, pick up their first home win, 6-5.
Stone. Now Marner cutting towards the net. Backhand! Score! Great patience by Mitch Marner.
Welcome to the Fortress. Mitch Marner, the newest Knight, scores his first 2 goals in gold. And while he's always going to remember that first one, it was the second that will be living on highlight reels for years to come. Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, each had 4-point outings in this game. They get credited with assists on that breakaway beauty, which helped lead Vegas to a dominant victory against the Flames 6-1.
It's a fun building to play in front of when they're on your side, so it was pretty electric tonight. I just try to get position on it early and often there, and then try to just make a move before the goalie could get a stick on me. Luckily enough it worked out. I got it around him, and I was lucky enough to put it in. But great play by Stoney making that play.
Shot by Eichel, he scores!
Jack Eichel named the NHL's second star of the week, scoring 3 goals, putting up 8 points in those 3 games. The 28-year-old has been, without question, the best player on the planet to start the season, becoming just the 3rd player in the last 30 years to net at least 15 points through the first 6 games of the campaign. But back to the highlights we go. The Golden Knights closed out their homestand with an early season signature victory. The Carolina Hurricanes came into town as the only team in the league without a loss of any kind, but unbeaten no more. Eichel stayed hot with his 6th of the year, and then just a couple minutes later, Pavel Dorofeyev shows off the world-class skill, finesse, and finish for his team-leading 7th of the season. Ivan Barbashev also got on board, getting rewarded for the work on the forecheck late in this one, and the Knights win their 4th straight, 4-1. Now, despite all the ice, we're just getting warmed up here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, we'll introduce you to the newest Golden Knights goaltender, Carter Hart. Hear his plans on how he hopes to make a positive impact within the organization, both on and off the ice, and his plan to get back to playing NHL games later this year.
You're watching Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Carter Hart was one of 5 players from the 2018 Team Canada World Junior team who were charged with sexual assaulting a woman. After a nearly 2-month trial this past summer, all 5 players were found not guilty. Less than 3 months later, the Golden Knights signed Carter Hart to a professional tryout agreement. Now, the organization announced the move with a statement on social media that said, quote, "Following the reinstatement decision agreed on by the National Hockey League and the National Hockey League Players Association, goaltender Carter Hart will be joining the Vegas Golden Knights organization. The Golden Knights are aligned with the process and assessment the NHL and NHLPA made in their decision. We remain committed to the core values that have defined our organization from its inception and expect that our players will continue to meet these standards moving forward." Hours later, Hart was introduced to the media in front of his new locker.
Beyond grateful, excited, and honored to be a part of the Golden Knights. Got a great skate today out with Berkey and a few guys, but it's been a long road to get back to this point and to get back to playing the game of hockey, the game that I love. And I've been out of the game for a year and a half now. I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, and I'm just excited to move forward.
Jack Hughes in alone, walk, saved by Carter Hart.
Hart has played 6 seasons in the National Hockey League, 227 games in total, all with the Philadelphia Flyers. He was once considered an ascending netminder in the NHL with elite potential, but now, nearly 2 years away from the game, the 27-year-old says he's looking for a fresh start here in Vegas.
It's been a long road. I'm so grateful and humbled to be here, standing here today in Las Vegas with the Golden Knights. And like I said, I've learned a lot along the way. I just can't wait to get going and playing some hockey here.
Now, while he has a team, Hart's suspension won't be lifted until December 1st. He spent the summer training in Edmonton with other NHLers and his goalie coach, all in anticipation of his next opportunity.
I feel great. Like, my body feels really good. I feel like I know that I've used my time wisely to take care of my body, do the right things, work on my game in the gym, to just all the little things. And like I said, it's different in a practice or a goalie skate versus in a game setting facing game bullets. But that'll come, and we have time here to prepare and get ready for December 1st.
The current leadership group for the Golden Knights, including Mark Stone and Jack Eichel, discussed the signing as a team when it was first announced. They said this group is excited to have another good hockey player in the fold and will welcome him in with open arms.
I think we've created a pretty damn good culture here. A lot of character people in the locker room, a lot of character people in the entire organization. So, I think that's what is appealing to us, right? I think you could ask Mitch what's appealing about being on the Vegas Golden Knights. It's about being part of an organization that can win, that has created something that's appealing to be a part of. So I think every new player that comes into our locker room, we want to make them feel welcome, want them to feel like they're part of this group from day one.
Listen, I think we all know how well the guys upstairs work, and they know what they're doing, right? So, and I think when you speak to people who know Carter, they have a lot of good things to say about his character and who he is as a person. And we're really looking forward to having him moving forward. This is it's going to be great in the coming time. And we're here for him. We're a big family, and I think we support each other, and that's the big thing.
Culture of this team has been outstanding from October 1st on. I mean, they've been a big part of the community. I think we've endeared ourselves to the fan base because of that, the work these players have done. As for Carter himself, he'll be expected to, like every other player that walks through that room, he'll be expected to uphold that standard. That'll be the ask of him, no different than anybody else. So here we are.
Hart's first visit with the media lasted about 6 minutes, mentioning multiple times he wanted to show his true character. So I asked how he plans to do that.
I've done a lot in the community in Philadelphia. I loved my time there. The younger generation of athletes and hockey players and my community back home, everybody knows. I think for me, in that way, just being involved in the community, help younger players, teach younger athletes, and do what I can to show who I really am.
Now, Bruce Cassidy said Carter Hart will be with the team over the course for the next few weeks as he gets up to speed. Vegas' first game he'd be eligible to play is December 2nd. The Knights are in Philadelphia December 11th.
A pass out in front for Wright was sticked off by Lindbaum. Here come the rain. Godin down the right wing, gets to the circle. A wrist shot, right pad save made by Lindbaum. Right to the net, Pinelli, the trailer high slot, right pad save, and Thomas trying to bang home the rebound, just couldn't get his stick on it. And here comes Henderson back the other way. Here comes Kenny Connors, left circle to the net, stick save made, then a glove save by Lindbaum. Left circle, Gutman shot, and a glove save made by Lindbaum.
Staying in the cage, the Silver Knights' #1 netminder Carl Lindbaum picked up his first shutout of the season, 4th of his AHL career, stopping all 18 shots on the road in Ontario Friday night, leading Henderson to a 2-0 victory, their first of the campaign. And as we told you earlier in the program, he has since been called up to the VGK. But HSK was not satisfied with one result. They doubled down in San Diego, spoiling the goals home opener. Tanner Lazinski gets the roadies on the board with his 3rd of the year. Jackson Hallam, the assist, his first career AHL point. In the second, now 3-2, it's the former Golden Knight and original misfit Ryan Carpenter tying the game in the final minute of the period. But in the end, it's the prodigal son making his return. Dylan Coughlin nets his first as a Silver Knight. That is your winner. Henderson make it back-to-back with a 4-3 victory.
Well, we won in different ways. Jesper was obviously very good for us tonight, especially early. Allowed us to build a lead. They pushed back tonight. We won the 3rd period. And, we won 2 of the periods, which usually leads to you winning a hockey game. It was something we talked about, and we were able to finish off the road trip.
Now an additional Lindbaum being called up to the Golden Knights. Silver Knights defenseman and the newly named captain of HSK, Jacob Megna, also heading on Vegas' first East Coast road trip of the season. Megna, who is part of the Florida Panthers Stanley Cup Championship last season, returns to Sunrise on Saturday. He has 1 assist in 4 games this year for Henderson.
So the first power play this season, they score! Welcome to the pros, Cody Laskowski.
The Night Monsters kicked off year 2 up in Tahoe with a dominant 6-3 victory over the visiting Idaho Steelheads. 11 different players found the score sheet Friday night. However, the team in teal dropped the next 2 games 6-4 and 6-5. Now, while it was a disappointing series for Tahoe, it was a big one for Night Monsters forward Casey Bailey, who was named the ECHL Player of the Week. The 33-year-old scored 4 goals, put up 6 points against Idaho, including a hat trick in Game 2 Saturday. Bailey has played in over 200 games in the American Hockey League and 13 in the National. We'll be right back after the break. Following a national championship season, the Skating Rebels are off to a perfect 4-0 start and hold the top spot in the ACHA Division I rankings. This week, they hit the road for the first time, traveling to Arizona State. Earlier in the week, I caught up with one of the new faces of the program, Luke Backel, to talk about his journey here and the task ahead with the Sun Devils. I am here with Skating Rebels freshman forward Luke Backel. Luke, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. All right, give me your first impressions of what it means to be part of this UNLV hockey program. We're a few weeks into it. What has it been like? What are your impressions?
I mean, since I've been here, I've loved it the whole time. It's been nothing but a pleasure. I love the fans. I love the atmosphere. I love the coaches, the guys. Everything's been great. I haven't had anything to complain about, and just excited. I got a long time here, so.
All right, for the viewers, for the fans that are just getting to know some of the new faces such as yourself, you come from Pittsburgh, PA, you got the stash, you got the flow I see under that new hat. Talk to us about the person, the player that you are coming to Vegas.
Yeah, so I was born in Pittsburgh, but I actually grew up in Alabama. I moved when I was about 1 or 2 years old, so my whole life grew up in Alabama, so it's not really a big hockey town. So one rink. That's how I grew up, played hockey for 16, 18 years. Got the call from Anthony Greener. He's like, hey, how's Vegas sound? I said, sounds pretty good to me. And I was like, I'm coming. So that's how it worked.
So what is that recruiting pitch like? I mean, when Greener calls you up, are you thinking Vegas, or how much do you know about the program, the city, and hockey here?
Yeah, so my whole goal growing up was just play Division I hockey. And when they have that new rules come out and all this stuff, and they're looking at these Canadian guys, I see that UNLV, they're playing teams like Denver, Lindenwood, all these other schools, and you see that they're competing with these guys, beating them last year. And I think it's a good opportunity to come out here and that they have a chance to maybe push this program a little further and maybe go D1 in the next couple of years. So I thought it'd be a cool spot to be out here, a little warmer than where I'm from. So it's kind of a big reason too. So it's kind of my whole thought process on it out here.
Well, let's stay there then. How much was that Denver game a season ago, and the fact that they upset the reigning defending champs, how much was that part of your decision?
That's a huge part. I mean, everyone in the hockey world saw it. I mean, it's had millions of views. So, I mean, everyone saw what this team can do, and everyone saw what this team can build into, and that's about 50-60% of my decision to come in here.
So 4 games in the regular season under your belt, a couple points, you see a banner being raised, you get to see the honoring and the recognition of 20 years of this program. In terms of the fans, what you've seen here at City National Arena, and the gameplay itself, what has it been like for you?
I mean, you could tell this program's come a long way. The fans surprised me. I didn't know that they'd get this many fans out here, and I love it. I just love how into it the crowd is here, especially when you have an NHL team and you're like, no one's going to come and watch college hockey, but you have a full building in here, and it's so cool to play here. Just have all the fans. Everyone cares about you. Everyone knows who you are. It's just a good feeling.
4-0?
4-0.
Good start?
Great start. Can't get a better start.
What has that been like in terms of getting to know your teammates and getting on the right foot? Because you're far from a finished product, in October.
Of course.
Well, what do you think about getting your best foot forward early on?
I mean, it's good to start out with some wins. I mean, we're battling some injuries already, and we still find ways to win, and that's a good sign early on. So I feel like we have a really, really good group, and I feel like everyone's a great person to each other. Everyone's like family here. So I feel like that helps a big way, and it helps having a great team down the line.
All right, talk to me about the matchup coming up. A little interesting, not quite the weekend, a little midweek set up at Arizona State. What do you know about them? What have your teammates told you about going on the road for the first time?
It's always going to be a game, they say, with Arizona. They say they give us a game every week we play them. And a weekday game, I haven't played a weekday game and I can't tell you how long. So it's gonna be different for sure in the middle of the week. So.
Who are you leaning on in that locker room? Who are some of the guys that have kind of, taking you under their wing in terms of maybe not the hockey, but just learning the landscape of what Vegas is all about, this program, and school? That's a big part of it too, I would imagine. I
mean, I would say every single upperclassman there is that isn't a freshman has taken me under their wing, which has been awesome. I can go to anyone I need to, and everyone will give me an answer, and anyone will help me out with anything that I need.
What are your goals for freshman year as being part of the program that not only is a program that won it all, but is now looking to do it again?
I just want to win. My biggest thing is winning, and that's the whole goal. That's why we play. That's why we go practice early in the mornings. That's what we do. We do it to win.
He's Luke Backley. He's Skating Rebels freshman forward. Luke, best of luck the rest of the day. I'm sure we'll chat down the line.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. We're going to take one more break here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, it is time to clear the ice. Stay with us. As we wrap up Hockey in the Desert, it is time to clear the ice. Now, there are a lot of stories out there about players, coaches, what they would do to win a Stanley Cup, the things they would give up, sacrifices they would make. Well, the San Jose Sharks head coach, Ryan Warsofsky, has set a new bar, not just for a championship. He'll settle for a single regular season win. The Knights' division rival are the only team in the NHL without a regulation win. And after the Sharks were shut out by the Penguins at the Shark Tank, Warsofsky let out a little frustration.
A lot of new players. We got to just keep working, keep teaching from the coaches. We got to keep preparing them. But yeah, trust me, it sucks. Keep telling myself there's got to be a reason why this keeps happening in a sense. I'd give up one of my children for a win. So it's frustrated. I'm sorry for swearing. We're very, very frustrated, and we got to keep working at it.
Whoa, Warsofsky. Now, the Sharks bench boss has since apologized for the comments, but the only thing more ridiculous than the comments is the fact that he had apologized. Just my 2 cents. Thanks for joining us here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm Vince Sapienza. We'll see you next week.